Hey, what's up, guys? It's Walker here, and today we're going to be going over the dev stream that just happened on 11/12/25. This happened around 12 o'clock CST, so about an hour and a half ago from recording this now. Now, this one was extremely short compared to the other ones. The other ones were like 2 hours long. This one was like an hour and a couple minutes, but that's okay. I'm sure at BCX they're going to be revealing a bunch of stuff, so let's just get into it. Not a lot to say here. This is kind of going to be a fluff video because I have a lot of stuff I'm working on. But for just starters, RGB colors will be leaving the shop soon. They said that they want to start replacing them with colors that are rare, like they said Esports V1, Charged OG, Raven's Honor, the colors that people have been crying to come back. Those will make a redemption in the shop. Now, I don't know if they're going to be for Mammoth coins or they're going to be for the gold, but either or, we're going to be getting some returning colors soon, so that's pretty cool. And RGB is actually leaving, which I thought would stay there. I don't know why they would take that out of the shop. I mean, a lot of people didn't buy it anyway. I bought it because it's a color, but I don't know. I don't know why they would take that out of the shop. Out of all the crossovers people were asking for in the chat, the only one that they actually acknowledged heavily and gave real thought about was a Mega Man Part 2, and this would be Mega Man Zero. They said that Sidra would be a good fit for this character, and of course they were laughing and joking about it, but people were spamming, the comments. I was honestly replying to some of them, of people saying, oh, Sonic crossover, Dragon Ball Z crossover, stuff like that. People, stuff that people have been wanting in the game for a long time. The only one they actually acknowledged is when someone said a Mega Man Part 2. So hopefully that's not the BCX reveal. Hopefully, because I don't want another Star Wars case where we get a million Star Wars characters and they just start putting in slop. I want like new crossovers from new IPs, but I digress. They wanted to implement a system where event colors, like the OG ones you buy in the shop for like 3,000 gold or 1,500, where they get cheaper the more you unlock. Now, I think this is a good change for people who, aren't really veteran players and just kind of like log on. And sometimes when they log on, there's an event going on so they can get those cool event colors. Also, while winning games, they get the new ones. I think this is just a great change because I would rather be spending my gold on black and white rather than buying, like the event color that comes out every month for whatever event we're in. Now, I think all the colors are cool and they're all worth the gold. I don't know. They're going to be cheaper the more you unlock, hopefully soon, they said. Don't bet everything on it, but that's something they were wanting to implement. Now, people were talking about, grounded string leniency. I personally love it. I played so much experimental 1v1 that when I got into ranked and started playing unranked on Greatsword, I like fell off completely. I was abusing Jaehyun like when it was in unranked or experimental. I was playing the crap out of it and I was abusing Jaehyun. Like I think it really helped Greatsword and put Greatsword in a good spot because to me Greatsword is horrible right now. I don't know how anyone is saying that it's a good weapon when there's stuff like Spear that so obviously dominates everything else, or Orb right now. Like I don't know how people are talking about Greatsword saying it's good when Spear and Orb exist. Like it is so bad compared to those. And they said that grounded string leniency is graduating and coming to the game, thank God, and it's going to be in the next patch 10.1. Now, they are nerfing it. Instead of 15 frames that they're giving it only 10. So we're going to see a decrease in that, which would only affect Katars, they said. They said the math still checks out. The Greatsword gets basically all the same buffs, and it's not going to really change for Greatsword. But Katars is where it's going to affect because there's a lot of like more options for Katars. But yeah, I'm just excited for it to come to the game. I want to play Greatsword again. I simply just can't I can't put myself through the torture of playing it because it is so unbelievably slow and everything. You're just betting on side lights and down lights. It's just not worth it. Not a fun weapon to play right now. The next patch as well is the guild update part 2 where we can play against each other. This is the competitive side of guilds. They said that this is most likely coming out after BCX. 10.1 is planned for right after BCX, which should be around December. I really hope it's not too far into December, like December 15th onward. I hope it's like right at the beginning because, I mean, a lot of people go on vacations. I go on vacations in December, so we can't really, be at our setups and play the game while a big event's going on. But yeah, grounded string leniency and the next guild patch is coming in 10.1. I'm excited for the competitive side because I want to do like actual crew battles and actual clan battles. I think that's a really interesting part. They sat there and, went really hard on the fact that they reminisce about the older stuff that was really, important to the game, where it was actual clan battles and people, manually getting together to play them. I think that's the thing that Brawlhalla needs. I'm a very big advocate for the money matching scene. I'm a very big advocate for, not professionally hosted tourneys. And again, clan battles would only be in this sort of subcategory that would help the game entirely. Another idea that they said that's coming after BCX, of course, is an unranked queue idea with a revolving game mode, which is every 15 minutes it changes. They said they wanted to do 3 in the unranked tab that just revolve every 15 minutes. Now, I don't know if we have enough game modes to have 3 all revolving on a 15-minute timer that doesn't have some sort of like crazy overlap, but I could be wrong. I mean, I don't really know. I guess I would be wrong because I really only play like 3 game modes. So, I don't know. Could be wrong. But yeah, they said they wanted to implement that, and they talked about, again, they brought up the whole reason crew battle ranked is not a thing, because they don't want to stretch the queue in the player pool. I don't believe in it at all for a second. There's way too many people playing Brawlhalla for them to have problems with that. Ranked 3v3, they talked about saying that they need to adjust. Again, this relates to crew battle ranked. Ranked 3v3 elos are not actually the elos. They said this verbatim, that people's elo in ranked 3v3 is not accurate at all, and they're going to be implementing a sort of makeshift design to basically get more accurate ratings on people's elo to make it more fair when matchups come. Now, this is an issue for ranked 3v3 alone. Why would this be an issue for ranked crew battles? It is essentially just gathering people within a 50 elo range of each other. It's 6 people within a 50 elo range of each other that can only be 1-to-1. So say you have 2 1500 players, 2 1900 players, and 2 2000 players. That 50, like, why couldn't we? That sounds so much easier than having to get a conglomerate elo of 3 people match a conglomerate elo of 3 other people. The chances of that being within, like, say a 50 elo range for where it would considered, a fair matchup is so low. That is so low. Like, I don't know. Not a game dev. I don't know the coding, but that's just, I don't know. Doesn't make sense to me. Another thing that they confirmed is map. We talked about this a little while ago. Map building, like our own stages, are not coming to the game. They actually gave a reason on it this time. They said that leaving that up to the community can honestly decide the fate of the rating for the game. The rating for the game right now is important because you need as much people to play this game as possible. So getting a rated M for mature game is a bad idea. And even rated T for teen is a bad idea, which is why there's no blood and, whatnot in the game. It's all cartoon violence. They said that leaving it up to players could change that rating because obviously players could make some crazy degenerate, maps that get them in trouble. They would have to implement a map reporting system so people couldn't get these things out for long. Again, it's just way too much work, so map building is probably not coming for a long time, if at all, if at all, to be honest. I don't think it's ever coming. If they won't give us if they're taking away text chat in post-game and only allowing you to do it in custom games, there is no way they're going to let the community be able to build their own maps. That is such cope. Like, beyond such cope. There's no way. What else is on the list? Oh, yeah. 4v4 is not coming into the game because they said that the more people you have in a lobby, this is the reasoning, the more people you have in a lobby, the more likely the game is to crash because it has to store every person, every elo, every character, and then all of them on the map and on the screen and all their moves in the RAM all at the same time, which stresses, the computers out and stresses the server out at 3v3 already. So 4v4 would not be possible because then there would be crazy amounts of crash reports. Now, again, the way to fix this is moving the engine and redoing the game like a Brawlhalla 2. I know people are against Brawlhalla 2, but if you clean convert everything and have someone working on this in the background while you still update this game, Brawlhalla, this could be a long-term move to better support the game here come soon in the future, like years future. Now, honestly, if they're making a huge profit. We need to hire a second team to be working on a Brawlhalla 2. That's an and I quote, a Brawlhalla 2, because this game needs to leave the engine it's on. It is an absolute must, or it will not survive in the future. It just won't. This game cannot run on Adobe Air forever. It's just, I think it's Adobe Air. I could be wrong. I know it's not Flash. I'm pretty sure it's Adobe Air. It cannot be running on this anymore. It really can. It's barely sustainable now. In the future, it's going to be impossible, especially with all the new stuff they're adding. And they were saying that the guilds and everything like that were hard to code in. Yeah, I bet it was. I promise it was. I'm sure it was. It's a mess. It really does need to leave this engine. And the last thing, I know this video is like short. The last thing is there's no animated colors coming into the game unless people make a good mock for it. The lead design obviously was there with them, or with Foda in the Twitch stream, and he was talking about he's never seen a good mock for it, and doing it would cause a lot of it would cause a lot of problems with the tech and engine they're using. Again, another engine problem that could be fixed if we transferred. But yeah, animated colors are not coming, unfortunately. I mean, that's something interesting. I don't know. How do you have an animated skin but not animated colors? I don't know. I could just be, it could just be cope, and I could just be wrong. Obviously, I'm open to the idea that I'm wrong here, but how do we have animated skins, animated sig kits that differ if you put on a skin, yet we can't have animated colors? Like, even a shift of a gradient that, like, I don't know. I just play the game. I just make YouTube videos on it. I'm a Brawlhalla YouTuber. I don't know. But that's all really for today. It's pretty short here. I want to announce that the part 2 of the iceberg video is coming out. The part 1 of the iceberg actually got flagged, and I'm going to talk about it in the part 2 video. You'll see it eventually. It's probably going to be, out I think not before, after BCX. I'm going to try to vlog BCX. I am going to BCX. If people didn't know, I'm going to be there. If you see me, say hi. I've not done a face reveal, but I will obviously, if you hear my voice and you can recognize it, hey, that's me. I'm not going to make it very evident that it is me because I'm still not very comfortable with my face on the internet. If, it gets out there, it gets out there. It's not really anything I can do about it now. I kind of accepted that buying my ticket to BCX. But I'm going to BCX. I'm going to be hanging out with a bunch of people, watching watching games and whatnot, and just, enjoying the community and everyone around it. Very blessed, very honored, very privileged to be able to go. I'm driving, so it's going to be really interesting because I've never driven the amount of hours I have to drive to get there. But yeah, going to BCX. I'm going to try to vlog it for a video. I have the second podcast episode already recorded. That will drop probably in December. Another thing's coming out in December. Part 2 of the iceberg's coming out in a good week or 2 or 3, maybe somewhere around there. And yeah, just road to 2K, boys. We're almost there. 504, we're almost there. Then we can get partnered. But yeah, no, I just thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch y'all next time. Sometimes I get stuck inside my head, and I could give a fuck about what you said.